Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Today we're going to be practicing synthetic division. If you want to follow along, the links to the companion worksheet, they're in the description below. So let's get started. Now synthetic division is very much like long division. I've got a link for that up in the right hand corner if you want to watch that video. But the difference is that synthetic division is usually used when we want to find zeros of polynomials because it gives us a little extra information, it's a little quicker, and it only works when we are dividing by a linear factor. So all the examples in this video are just going to be dividing by linears, whereas with the polynomial, you can divide by quadratics and cubics and higher powers. So what we do is we write out the coefficients. So we have 6, -1, -2. That's what we're dividing by. And then what we do is we put a number over here, and we look at this binomial, and we ask what value for x will make this 0, which is -1. So that number goes here. So now we've got our setup, so now we can start. So now if I bring this down, so we bring down the 6, and now we multiply. So 6 times -1 is -6. When we have two numbers, we combine them. That is, we add them. So -1 plus 6 is -7. -7 times -1 is +7. And then we add these two, and we get 5. And so our result is 6, -7 with a remainder of 5. So this equals 6x minus 7 plus 5 over x plus 1. And that is our result. Now, one other thing about synthetic division is that this remainder right here, this is what you get if we were to plug in -1 in for x. And so oftentimes before calculators, we would be using synthetic division to just plug in a number, because you can do it somewhat quickly without having to resort to a calculator. All right. So the next one. Here we have 2x cubed plus x squared minus 4x minus 3. So I bring down the coefficients. And then I ask what makes this binomial factor 0, which is 1. Bring down the 2. 2 times 1 is 2, and I'll add these. 2 plus 1 is 3. Times 1 is 3. -4 plus 3 is -1 times -1. And -3 plus 1 is -4. And that's our remainder. And so notice that we started with cubed here, but our answer is going to be 1 power less. 2x squared plus 3x minus 1 minus 4 over x minus 1. Just like up here in the first one, we started with a square, and when we divide by a linear, we're left with a linear, a first degree. So when you do synthetic division, your answer is always going to be 1 degree less than what you started with. Okay. On to the next one. So here, now this is often an issue with synthetic division. When you have a number over here that's going to be a fraction. So let's work this out. 4, whoops, nope, don't need the x cubed, just need the 4. Then 13, -2, and -15. Now, what number makes this 0? Well, that's going to be -5/4. If I bring this down, if I bring down the 4 and multiply, the 4's cancel, so we're left with -5. So 3 plus -5 is 8. So this is just going to result when I multiply by a number that's double 4. So that's -10. So -2 plus -10 is -12. Well, this is just going to be triple the result I got from 4, but opposite. So that's 15. And we get a remainder of 0. Now, the thing to notice is that these are all divisible by 4. And this happens. This happens when we do synthetic division with a fraction. So our result would be this. 4x squared plus 8x minus 12. And what did we divide out? Notice that we got 0. When you get a remainder of 0, whether we're talking about a number or an expression, that means you can divide it out completely. And what we divided out was this, x plus 4/5. But we don't want that. We want to divide out 4x plus 5. How do we do that? Well, notice that I said that everything here was divisible by 4. We could factor a 4 out of all of this. We'd have x squared plus 2x minus 3, and then x plus 4, whoops, not 4/5, 5/4. And by pulling the 4 out, I can now multiply it over here. So x squared plus 2x minus 3 times 4x plus 5. This is what we divided out. So what we're left with is really x squared plus 2x minus 3. So the thing you got to remember is that whatever this number is, all your answer is going to be a multiple of that, and we have to divide it away. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Negative 12 divided by 3 divided by 4 is negative 3. And so just be aware of that when you're dividing with a coefficient in front of x. Now with our last one, we have an x cubed, but we don't have anything for x or x squared. And that's important to remember. If there's nothing, you have to put a 0 there. You don't get to ignore those. So I bring down the 1, times 2 is 2. 0 plus 2 is 2, times 2 is 4. 0 plus 4 is 4, times 2 is 8. And we get 0. So this is indeed a factor of x cubed minus 8. Now thankfully, there isn't a number in front of x. So we just write x squared plus 2x plus 4 is what we get. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or have any comments, type them in the any suggestions, type them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best way to understand something is to do it.